If you've ever wondered why some couples plateau, why the spark dims, or the connection never quite reaches that wow moment, here's the truth. It's rarely about tricks. It's about timing, communication, and physiology working together. Most men simply haven't been taught how female arousal actually builds, what emotional safety does to intensify sensation, or how to read the small, nearly invisible cues that say, keep going, this is working. In this video, I'll show you how to align mindset, breath, rhythm, and anatomy so moments feel effortless rather than forced. I'm Dr. Mia Grant, and I help busy men improve energy, confidence, and intimate well-being with simple, evidence-guided practices. No gimmicks, no graphic step-by-steps. Here's your promise. By the end, you'll understand the arousal curve, how to create a consent-first, pressure-free zone, the role of the pelvic floor and circulation, and a practical framework to navigate real-life moments with more calm, clarity, and connection. And I'll give you a 1-minute screenshot summary so you can remember exactly what to do under pressure. Why watch all the way? Because we'll dismantle persistent myths that sabotage confidence, we'll show you how to recognize green light signals that most men miss, and we'll map a sequence that's adaptable so you can meet different partners, different moods, and different contexts without guesswork. If you want intimacy to feel safer, deeper, and more satisfying for both of you, stay with me. Here's exactly what you'll take away. First, you'll learn how female arousal typically unfolds, not as a straight line, but a pattern with ramps, rests, and re-ramps. We'll translate complex anatomy into plain English, focusing on blood flow, nerve sensitivity, breath patterns, and the pelvic floor, all without being graphic. Second, you'll master the art of pacing, how to slow down enough to let anticipation build, how to use breath to steady your rhythm, and how to avoid the too much, too soon mistake that collapses momentum. Third, you'll get a consent-centered framework, simple, reassuring language to co-create the vibe. So there's zero pressure and plenty of space to say yes, not yet, or let's pause. Fourth, you'll learn to read micro cues, breathing changes, subtle muscle engagement, natural lubrication changes, and posture shifts that say this right here. Fifth, we'll cover circulation and recovery, why hydration, sleep timing, stress, and even light movement can support better experiences. Finally, you'll receive a flexible sequence, a calm, stepwise flow you can adapt across different contexts. No scripts to memorize, just principles you can trust. By the end, you'll have a repeatable system that reduces anxiety, increases confidence, and centers mutual comfort and pleasure. You'll know what to do, when to pause, and how to check in. So intimacy feels collaborative, not performative. Here's your promise. By the end, you'll understand the arousal curve, how to create a consent-first, pressure-free zone, the role of the pelvic floor and circulation, and a practical framework to navigate real-life moments with more calm, clarity, and connection. And I'll give you a 1-minute screenshot summary so you can remember exactly what to do under pressure. Why watch all the way? Because we'll dismantle persistent myths that sabotage confidence, we'll show you how to recognize green light signals that most men miss, and we'll map a sequence that's adaptable so you can meet different partners, different moods, and different contexts without guesswork. If you want intimacy to feel safer, deeper, and more satisfying for both of you, stay with me. Stay with me to the end for 3 crucial payoffs. First, I'll give you the signals and switches guide, a short list of micro signals most men overlook, and the matching response, switch, that keeps momentum alive without breaking the moment. Second, you'll get the calm rhythm protocol, a simple breath-anchored timing approach to settle nerves and smooth out rhythm so everything feels more intuitive. Third, I'll reveal the top myth that quietly derails intimacy by creating pressure and performance focus. Once you see it, you can replace it with a connection-first mindset that actually elevates sensation. We'll also talk about boundaries and safety, how to set the tone so both partners can opt in or out without fear of disappointing the other. This is what unlocks trust, and trust amplifies sensation. I'll share a 2-question check-in you can use in real time that doesn't feel clinical. Think of this entire video as a confidence blueprint. You'll learn principles you can adapt to the moment, not a rigid routine that falls apart when the context changes. Open loops to look for. What are the 3 green light breath patterns? How does posture predict preference? Why does a short pause sometimes intensify everything? I'll answer each with practical examples you can remember when it matters. Here's your promise. By the end, you'll understand the arousal curve, how to create a consent-first, pressure-free zone, the role of the pelvic floor and circulation, and a practical framework to navigate real-life moments with more calm, clarity, and connection. And I'll give you a 1-minute screenshot summary so you can remember exactly what to do under pressure. Why watch all the way? Because we'll dismantle persistent myths that sabotage confidence, we'll show you how to recognize green light signals that most men miss, and we'll map a sequence that's adaptable so you can meet different partners, different moods, and different contexts without guesswork. If you want intimacy to feel safer, deeper, and more satisfying for both of you, stay with me. Before we go deeper, we set the ground rules. Consent isn't a one-time checkbox. It's ongoing, collaborative, and revocable, and that's a good thing. When both partners know they can adjust at any moment, tension drops and sensation rises. Use affirming, low-pressure language. Tell me if you want slower or more of that. We can pause anytime. I'm here with you. This normalizes feedback and turns it into intimacy, not evaluation. Comfort is foundational. Small environmental choices, privacy, warmth, soft light, unrushed time, signal safety to the nervous system. Physiologically, a calmer state supports circulation and lubrication, and psychologically, it invites presence rather than performance. Pace is your amplifier. Too fast and you outrun arousal, too slow without responsiveness and you lose momentum. The sweet spot is attuned pacing, micro adjustments guided by breath, posture, subtle sound, and muscle tone. We'll use a simple rule: lead softly, listen constantly. Lead softly with confidence and clarity. Listen constantly to the body's feedback. If something feels unsure, you pause, check in, and recalibrate. This is how you build trust on purpose, and trust is what transforms okay into memorable. Here's your promise. By the end, you'll understand the arousal curve, how to create a consent-first, pressure-free zone, the role of the pelvic floor and circulation, and a practical framework to navigate real-life moments with more calm, clarity, and connection. And I'll give you a 1-minute screenshot summary so you can remember exactly what to do under pressure. Why watch all the way? Because we'll dismantle persistent myths that sabotage confidence, we'll show you how to recognize green light signals that most men miss, and we'll map a sequence that's adaptable so you can meet different partners, different moods, and different contexts without guesswork. If you want intimacy to feel safer, deeper, and more satisfying for both of you, stay with me. Here's the roadmap for the rest of the video, sections 2-5. Section 2 dives into physiology, circulation basics, breath mechanics, the pelvic floor, and how lifestyle levers, hydration, sleep, stress support stronger, more reliable experiences. Section 3 is about communication and signals, a practical guide to micro cues, the signals and switches matrix, and language that keeps momentum while honoring boundaries. Section 4 gives you the calm rhythm protocol, a timing and breathing framework you can adapt in real time, plus common pitfalls and how to recover smoothly. Section 5 ties everything together with the 1-minute screenshot summary, FAQs, and an open loop to the next episode in this men's health series. By structuring it this way, you'll walk away with a cohesive system. Think principles, patterns, practice, quick reference. If you felt uncertain in the past, worried about doing the right thing, or losing the moment, this training removes the guesswork. You'll focus less on performance and more on presence, consent, and attunement, the combination that consistently leads to better experiences for both partners. When you're ready, jump to section 2 with me. We'll start by understanding how breath, blood flow, and the pelvic floor quietly shape everything. Once you feel that in your own body, you'll naturally show up steadier, calmer, and more connected. Here's your promise. By the end, you'll understand the arousal curve, how to create a consent-first, pressure-free zone, the role of the pelvic floor and circulation, and a practical framework to navigate real-life moments with more calm, clarity, and connection. And I'll give you a 1-minute screenshot summary so you can remember exactly what to do under pressure. Why watch all the way? Because we'll dismantle persistent myths that sabotage confidence, we'll show you how to recognize green light signals that most men miss, and we'll map a sequence that's adaptable so you can meet different partners, different moods, and different contexts without guesswork. If you want intimacy to feel safer, deeper, and more satisfying for both of you, stay with me. Great intimacy starts long before the moment. It starts with your circulatory system. When circulation is strong, tissues receive oxygen and nutrients, nerves transmit signals more clearly, and the pelvic floor can contract and release with better coordination. Think of blood flow like the fuel line for arousal. Without steady flow, everything feels a little muted, less sensitivity, less staying power, more frustration. The good news? You can improve this with simple, sustainable habits that stack up over days and weeks, not months. First, hydration and electrolytes support blood volume. Dehydration thickens blood and raises perceived exertion. Second, nitric oxide, NO, your body's natural vasodilator, helps vessels relax so more blood can travel where it's needed. You support NO with sensible sunlight exposure, leafy greens nitrates, deep nasal breathing, and movement. Third, stress management matters. When your body rides constant adrenaline, vessels tend to constrict. You can't force relaxation while your nervous system is on high alert. Finally, temperature and breath directly change vessel tone. Warmth and slow nasal breathing promote parasympathetic rest and digest dominance, which improves flow. The mindset here is daily deposits, a short walk after meals, a glass of water with a pinch of electrolytes in the morning, 5 calm breaths before you rush, a brief mobility break mid-afternoon. These micro habits widen the window of readiness. So when intimacy is on the table, your system is already primed. You'll notice better energy, steadier mood, and over time, more reliable performance. You're not chasing a magic trick. You're building a body that responds. Breath is your remote control for the nervous system. Fast, shallow, mouth-driven breaths nudge the body into a light fight-or-flight state. Slow, deep nasal breaths tilt you toward rest and digest. That shift is vital for intimacy because it reduces overthinking, increases awareness of subtle cues, and improves circulation to the pelvis. Here's the practical frame. Inhale smoothly through the nose for approximately 4 seconds. Exhale softly for approximately 6 seconds. Let the belly expand on the inhale and gently recoil on the exhale. Keep the jaw loose and the tongue resting against the palate. Breath also sets rhythm. If rhythm is choppy, partners lose the thread. If it's smooth, the body entrains, syncs to a predictable cadence. Use breath as a metronome. Maintain the 4 and 6 out cadence while you speak, touch, or simply stay present. If you feel nerves spike, don't power through. Pause, soften your shoulders, exhale longer. That extra second or two calms the system and brings you back to attunement. Before intimacy, do a 60-second breath primer sit or stand tall, 1 hand on the belly, 1 on the chest. Inhale nasally, 4. Feel the lower hand rise, exhale, 6. Feel it fall. Keep the chest quiet, eyes soft, jaw unclenched. This is not performance, it's presence training. The carryover is huge. Steadier hands, gentler voice, more precise timing, better listening. Breath gives you a baseline of calm leadership. You're guiding the moment without pushing it. The pelvic floor, PF, is a sling of muscles at the base of the pelvis that supports organs, helps control urination/defecation, and participates in sexual function. Many men equate PF work with Kegels only, constant squeezing, but endurance and relaxation are just as important as strength. Over-tight PF muscles can feel like tension, premature fatigue, or difficulty finding a smooth rhythm. The aim is coordination, engage when helpful, relax when needed, and maintain a responsive baseline. Start with awareness. On an inhale, allow the belly and pelvic floor to let go. Think widening. On a longer exhale, gently engage the lower abs, 10 to 20% effort, feeling a subtle lift. Practice 6 to 8 breath cycles 1 to 2 times a day. Next, add endurance holds, gentle 20 to 30% engagement for 10 to 20 seconds, followed by full releases. Finally, learn the relax reset. If you notice tension climbing, soften the jaw, Exhale slowly and visualize the pelvic floor melting downward like warm wax. Pair this with posture, a neutral pelvis, not overly arched or tucked, and tall spine help the PF function efficiently. Walking, squats with good form, and hip mobility drills improve blood flow and neuromuscular control. If you have persistent pain, leakage, or pelvic tension, consult a pelvic floor physiotherapist. Individualized assessment accelerates progress and safeguards your health. Your day writes the script for your night. Hydration supports blood volume and reduces perceived exertion. Aim for steady intake across the day and taper in the evening to protect sleep. Consider a morning glass of water with a pinch of electrolytes, food first minerals, and a short walk for circulation. Sleep is the ultimate hormone reset. Prioritize a wind-down routine, dim evening light, and consistent bed-wake times. Fragmented sleep increases stress hormones and dampens desire. Even a 30 to 60-minute deficit changes mood and recovery. Movement doesn't need to be heroic. A brisk 10 to 20-minute walk after meals improves glucose handling and vascular function. Add 2 or 3 brief mobility or strength sessions weekly, e.g., squats, hinges, rows, loaded carries. For stress, build a micro reset routine, 2 minutes of nasal breathing, a shoulder roll sequence, and a quiet 10-second check-in. What would make the next hour easier? These small actions prevent stress from accumulating into a wall you have to climb at night. Nutrition basics also matter. Prioritize whole foods, quality protein, colorful veg, healthy fats. Limit heavy late-night meals and alcohol, which impair sleep architecture and recovery. If you manage chronic conditions, hypertension, diabetes, heart/kidney issues, coordinate any changes with your clinician. The goal is consistency over intensity. Habits that are easy to repeat beat extreme protocols you abandon next week. Environment shapes the nervous system, and the nervous system shapes experience. Create a calm, private space, soft, warm light, comfortable temperature, devices silenced, unrushed time. Consider a short co-regulation warm-up. Sit or stand close, match each other's slow nasal breathing for 30 to 60 seconds, then share a gentle check-in. Anything you want more of or less of tonight? This normalizes feedback and lowers pressure before anything begins. Use a sensory ramp rather than a cliff. Start with presence, eye contact, a relaxed voice. Progress to soothing touch, shoulders, arms, back, and pay attention to breath and posture changes. Keep a steady rhythm. Your breathing is the anchor. If you sense hesitation, pause and ask. If you sense a green light, deeper breaths, relaxed shoulders, leaning in, continue gradually. Remember, comfort precedes intensity. When the nervous system feels safe, blood flow improves, muscles coordinate, and sensation amplifies naturally. Finally, make aftercare normal. When things wind down, linger. Hydrate, breathe, talk, or simply be quiet together. This teaches both bodies that intimacy ends in comfort and connection, not abrupt exit. Over time, that memory lowers anticipatory tension and builds trust. Your goal isn't a single wow moment. It's a repeatable state of presence, ease, and mutual enjoyment. Most men focus on what to do, but the better question is, what is happening? Reading microsignals lets you respond in real time without guesswork or pressure. Start with breath. When breath slows and deepens, it's a green light indicator of comfort and presence. When it becomes shallow or held, that can signal hesitation, intensity that's too high, or distraction. Your job is to mirror calm, soften your own shoulders, drop your breath into a slow nasal cadence, 4 in, 6 out, and match the pace of the moment. Next, watch posture and muscle tone. Relaxed shoulders, melting hips, and a subtle leaning in are green lights. A sudden stiffening, pulling back, or closed off arms are yellow lights. Pause and check in. Micro movements tell stories. A partner shifting closer, angling toward you, or guiding your hand is an invitation to continue as is. Fidgeting or going still can mean, please slow down, or let's change something. Facial cues, soft eyes, a relaxed jaw, or a small smile signal comfort. Darting gaze, tight lips, or furrowed brow indicate rising tension. Vocal cues matter too. Soft, spontaneous sounds and gentle words are green. Silence combined with tension is a yellow. A verbal stop, pause, or wait is always a red. Immediately stop and ground the moment with care. Finally, pay attention to tempo synchronization. When your rhythm and your partner's breathing, micro movements, and sounds naturally entrain, you've found the sweet spot. Don't rush to the next thing. The win is to maintain what works. Small variations around a stable, comfortable rhythm. Think, listen, arrow, confirm, arrow, repeat. Consent isn't a hurdle, it's the bridge to trust and deeper sensation. Use language that is invitational, specific, and easy to answer. Before intimacy, set the tone with, "Tonight, I'd love to go slow and listen. Tell me anything you want more of or less of." We can pause anytime during the moment. Use micro check-ins that don't break flow. "This pace okay? More of that or less?" Right there? Keep questions either or so answers are effortless. Introduce a green, yellow, red shorthand you both agree on. Green equals, "This is good." Yellow equals, "Adjust something, slower, lighter, different angle, change of focus." Red equals, "Stop. Now normalize, no/not yet, /pause as healthy responses, not rejections." The more you welcome boundaries, the safer and hotter the dynamic becomes. Use reflective language to confirm you heard the message. Slower, got it. Stay right there, I'm with you. Let me know if you want me to change anything. If talking feels awkward, agree on nonverbal cues, a squeeze of the hand for slower, a gentle tap for pause. Afterward, do a 2-minute debrief. What did you like most? Anything you'd tweak next time? Keep it warm and specific. This builds a feedback loop that turns into shared mastery. Over time, your partner learns that they're free to guide without hurting your ego, and you learn to lead softly while listening constantly. That's how chemistry becomes reliable. Here's your cheat sheet for real-time decisions. Signal number 1, breath holds or speeds up plus body tenses yellow. Switch. Soften shoulders, lengthen your exhale, slow the pace, and ask a short question. Slower or wanna pause? If you get a yes, hold the adjustment for at least 20 to 30 seconds so the nervous system can settle. Signal number 2, lean in plus steady breath, plus repetitive guidance to the same spot, green. Switch, stay consistent, keep the same rhythm and intensity, make micro variations of 5 to 10% only, announce it softly, right here with you. Consistency builds intensity, sudden changes break momentum. Signal number 3, fidgeting, gaze shifting away, or distracted vibe, yellow. Switch, reset presence, brief stillness, one grounding breath together, then re-enter with lower intensity. Consider a change of focus, e.g. soothing touch to shoulders/back to re-establish safety. Signal number 4, verbal wait, stop, not that, red. Switch, immediate stop, step back into care mode, offer water, adjust environment, ask, want to pause or change gears? Your calm response turns a potential rupture into trust. Signal number 5, deepening sounds plus relaxed jaw plus subtle self-guidance, green. Switch, mirror, and affirm. Yes, like that. Maintain tempo, don't escalate unless actively invited. The rule, when in doubt, repeat what works. Use the matrix as a flowchart. Observe, arrow, identify color, arrow. Apply, switch, arrow. Hold the change, arrow. Reassess. Over time, you'll need fewer words because your timing will feel intuitive. You'll be reading the orchestra instead of playing louder. Hesitation happens even with couples who communicate well. The key is to make resets feel normal. If you sense overwhelm, tension, breath holding, withdrawal, stop the progression without drama. Keep your voice low and warm. Let's take a breath. Shift to neutral, non-sexual touch. Shoulders, back, hands, or simply sit close and match slow breathing. Reset the environment, dim light, adjust temperature, remove distractions. Use 3 pathways for repair. 1, pause and presence. No talking for 30 to 60 seconds, just breathing. 2, name and normalize. We can slow down, there's no rush. I'm with you. 3, Pivot and choice offer two gentle options: continue slower or cuddle and talk. Choice restores a sense of control, which lowers nervous system threat and often brings comfort back quickly. Avoid self-critique or interrogations. Did I mess up? Keep language forward-focused and collaborative. What would feel good next? Or, want me to hold you for a minute? If the answer is pause for tonight, honor it fully and transition to aftercare. This turns a potential negative into an experience of safety and respect, which paradoxically often deepens future desire. Later, do a short check-in. Celebrate what felt good, gently note any friction points, and agree on one tiny adjustment for next time. The goal isn't perfection, it's repair fluency. The confidence that together you can navigate any moment gracefully. Confidence isn't bravado, it's calm timing, plus the courage to keep doing the simple thing that works. When you find a rhythm that clearly lands, breath aligns, posture relaxes, a subtle right there appears, fight the urge to escalate for excitement's sake. Instead, protect the groove. In practice, that means counting a quiet 1, 2, 3 in your head before any change, and when you adjust, keep it tiny, 5 to 10% slower, faster, lighter/firmer, or a small angle shift. Then wait long enough to see whether the body says yes again. Confidence also means owning the check-ins. Ask early, ask small, and paraphrase the answer. If your partner guides you, treat it as collaboration, not correction. You're building a shared language. And the more you link actions to feedback, you liked the slower pace here last time? Want that again? The more reliable your timing becomes. Use bookends to mark transitions, a soft exhale together before changing rhythm, and a gentle stillness after, so the body always knows what's happening. This reduces startle responses and preserves the sense of safety. If you lose the thread, it happens. Return to baseline. Slow breath, neutral touch, presence. Confidence is never wobbling. It's knowing how to return. End with gratitude and aftercare. A calm landing teaches the nervous systems to associate intimacy with completion and connection, not abruptness or evaluation. Over time, your steady leadership and responsiveness make the experience feel predictable in the best way, reliably warm, safe, and deeply satisfying. The Calm Rhythm protocol is built on 3 pillars: tempo, breath, and consistency. Tempo is the felt speed of your interaction. Breath is the nervous system metronome. Consistency is your promise to the body that changes will be small and predictable. Most men lose the thread because they escalate too quickly or switch patterns the second something feels good. The protocol says, find the groove, then protect it. Practically, that starts with your own regulation. Take 2 slow nasal breaths. Inhale approximately 4 seconds, exhale approximately 6 seconds. Soften your jaw and shoulders and mentally shift from perform to attune. Next, set an initial tempo that's intentionally modest. Think 70% of what you imagine is right. This creates headroom so you can make micro adjustments, plus or minus 5 to 10%, without jolting the nervous system. Pair tempo with the 4 to 6 breath cadence, letting your exhale be slightly longer than your inhale. The body entrains to steady patterns. When your rhythm matches your partner's breathing and micro movement, sensation tends to amplify without more intensity. Use the 30-second rule. Once you land on something that clearly works, relaxed breath, leaning in, soft vocalizations, gentle guidance, do not change anything for 30 seconds. Count it mentally if needed. This allows the nervous system to trust and deepen, which is where most of the magic actually lives. If you feel the urge to add more, resist it until the count completes. Then, if invited or if you sense a clear green light, adjust one variable by no more than 10%, speed, pressure, or angle, never 2 at once. Finally, anchor micro check-ins that don't break flow, like this. Slower. Stay here. Keep them short, warm, and timed to your exhale so your voice carries calm. When in doubt, repeat what works. The Calm Rhythm protocol is less about moves and more about maintenance, turning something good into something memorable by staying present and consistent. To make the protocol easy to use, think in 3 phases: set, sustain, soften. Set is your alignment phase. Regulate your breath, 4 to 6 cadence, warm your hands, and create an unhurried environment. Use consent-forward language. If anything isn't right, we'll slow or pause. Just tell me. During set, move deliberately, keep intensity low, and listen for green lights. Slower, deeper breaths, shoulders dropping, subtle leaning in. Your job is to locate the groove and confirm it with a short check-in. Sustain is where many people sabotage themselves by chasing variety. Here, you protect the groove, lock in the current tempo and pattern, and maintain it for a full minute before making any micro change. Imagine you're playing a soothing bass line. Variations should be tiny and infrequent. Stay synced to your 4 to 6 breath. If you notice your own excitement pushing you faster, return to the exhale as a brake pedal. Announce subtle confirmations. Right here. With you. These phrases reinforce security without demanding response. Soften is your built-in recovery and transition phase. Even when everything is going well, brief stillness, 3 to 5 seconds, can heighten sensitivity and prevent overstimulation. Plan bookends around any change. Soft exhale, tiny shift, less than or equal to 10%. Stillness. This teaches both bodies that changes are never abrupt. If you sense yellow signals, breath holds, tensing, go to a longer soften. 10 to 20 seconds of stillness, slow breathing, neutral touch, or a gentle check-in. You can then return to sustain at the previously successful setting. Across all phases, remember, one variable at a time, and always give the body time to adapt. The 3-phase flow prevents the 2 biggest retention killers, rushing and confusion, by installing a rhythm the nervous system can trust. Great timing is trainable. Start with counting quietly in your head to stabilize rhythm. If your natural tempo is jumpy, try 1, 2, 3, repeat, to maintain steady intervals. Align counts with your exhales to avoid speeding up unconsciously. Next, use cadence pairings. Match a simple phrase to your rhythm, e.g., right quarter here, on alternating beats. This linguistic anchor can keep your pattern smooth even when excitement rises. Introduce touch mapping principles. Think in microzones rather than large areas. Small, predictable movements create clearer signals and help your partner give precise feedback. When you discover a high-response microzone, stay inside it and draw small, repeatable patterns. If feedback suggests adjusting angle or pressure, change one variable, then hold for 20 to 30 seconds to allow entrainment. Use the 5 to 10% rule for changes and keep pressure on a spectrum from feather to firm handshake, avoiding abrupt jumps. Build a reset script for yourself. When you notice tension or pace drift, silently say, exhale, soften shoulders, slow by 10%, hold 20 seconds. The predictability of this script prevents panic thinking and preserves presence. Remember the rule of confirmation. Anytime a partner says, right there, imagine a glass dome over that pattern. You're protecting it from unnecessary innovations. If novelty is invited, layer it at the edges of the microzone, not the center. And each timing block with a tiny stillness, just long enough for the nervous system to register safety and hunger simultaneously. That's how you turn good into compelling without ever leaving the lane of consent and comfort. Even with perfect timing, nervous systems fluctuate. The protocol includes yellow and red recoveries, so you never need to guess. Yellow equals adjust, don't abort. Signs: breath gets shallow, shoulders tense, attention drifts. Action: reduce intensity by 10%, slow tempo, and extend your exhale for 3 cycles. Add neutral touch shoulders backhand to re-signal safety. Optional: whisper a short choice frame, slower, or pause. Hold your adjustment for at least 30 seconds before reassessing. Most yellows resolve with calm steadiness. Red equals stop and care. Signs: clear verbal boundary. Stop, wait, not that, flinch, withdrawal, or distress. Action: immediately stop and exit the pattern. Sit or lie comfortably. Regulate breath together, 4 to 6 cadence, and offer comfort choices: water, blanket, a change of position, or ending for now. Use warm, non-intrusive language. I'm here. We can slow down or pause for tonight. Do not push for explanations. The goal is nervous system safety, not post hoc analysis. After a red, if you both wish, re-enter only through set, phase 1, reset environment, confirm consent, and start at a lower baseline than before. If either partner prefers to stop, transition to aftercare, and schedule a future conversation or gentle check-in later, turning ruptures into repair experiences is the biggest long-term trust builder. And trust, more than any technique, predicts consistently positive intimacy. 3 pitfalls derail otherwise great moments. Pitfall 1, over variety. Novelty is tempting, but rapid switching confuses the nervous system and collapses momentum. Solution, vary it slowly and protect anything that works for at least 30 to 60 seconds before micro-adjusting one variable. Think of novelty as seasoning, not the meal. Pitfall 2, performance mindset. When you focus on doing it right, you disconnect from listening, anxiety tightens breath, speeds tempo, and makes touch less precise. Solution, return to presence, use the reset script, exhale, soften, -10%, hold 20 seconds. Shift your internal question from, am I good, to am I attuned? Attunement is felt as calm consistency plus responsive micro-tuning. Pitfall 3, ignoring cues. Many men blow past early yellows because they're afraid pausing will kill the mood. In reality, tiny resets save the moment. Solution, install pause microdoses, 3 to 5 seconds of stillness plus breath, especially before any change. Invite small choices. More of this or slower? Over time, your partner learns that feedback is welcomed, not punished, and the whole experience becomes safer and hotter. Bonus, rushing after a green light. The instant you hear, right there, do less, not more. Hold the pattern, breathe, wait 30 seconds, then decide if a plus or minus 5 to 10% shift is invited. Your restraint communicates skill and care, which deepens trust and amplifies sensation far more than flashy changes. Remember, the calm rhythm protocol is not a trick. It's a nervous system contract. You promise steadiness, responsiveness, and safety. The body answers with relaxation, presence, and richer sensation. Keep that contract, and great experiences become repeatable. Here's your compact playbook. Screenshot this, save it, and glance at it before a date or a planned evening. Step 1, breathe and settle, 10 seconds. 2 slow nasal breaths, 4 and 6 out. Soften shoulders, drop your jaw. Say quietly to yourself, attune, don't perform. Step 2, safety signals, 10 seconds. Quick scan, privacy, warm lighting, phone silenced, temperature comfortable, no time pressure, invite ease. We can pause anytime. Step 3, consent language, 10 seconds. Use an invitational opener. Let me know if you want slower, more of that, or a pause. Agree on green/yellow/red shorthand. Step 4, find the groove, 15 seconds. Start at 70% of what you think is right. Pair your rhythm to your breath. Watch micro signals, deeper breathing, relaxed shoulders, leaning in. When you get a green light, hold for 30 seconds before any change. Step 5, micro adjust, 10 seconds. Change one variable by 5 to 10%, speed, pressure, or angle, and hold again. If tension rises, use the reset script, exhale, soften, -10%, hold 20 to 30 seconds. Step 6, bookend transitions, 5 seconds. Exhale, tiny change, 3 to 5 seconds stillness. This prevents startle and preserves safety. Aftercare, bonus, linger, hydrate, breathe, share one appreciation. This teaches both nervous systems that intimacy ends in warmth, not abruptness. Over time, this predictability increases trust and desire. This 60-second plan is how you convert everything in this video into a routine you can actually remember under pressure. It's not about perfect lines or fancy techniques. It's about steady presence, gentle leadership, and responsive listening. Use the card, repeat the basics, and let consistency do the heavy lifting. When it matters, checklists beat memory. Room readiness are 1. Privacy confirmed. 2. Warm, soft lighting. 3, comfortable temperature. 4, phone silent, out of sight. 5, water available. 6, unrushed time. Body readiness. B, 1, 2 slow nasal breaths. 2, jaw, shoulders soft. 3, hands warm. 4, heart rate steady. 5, present moment focus, no multitasking. Language readiness, L, 1, consent invitation ready. Slower, more, pause. 2, green, yellow, red agreed. 3, nonverbal cues set. Hand squeeze equals slower, tap equals pause. 4, reassurance line, we can pause anytime. Rhythm readiness, Y, 1, start at 70% intensity. 2, pair rhythm with 4 to 6 breath. 3, 30-second rule to protect the groove. 4, 1 variable only per change. 5, plus or minus 5 to 10% micro adjusts. 6, bookend every change. Exhale, arrow, shift, arrow, stillness. Use RBLY as a pre-moment mnemonic. Room, body, language, rhythm. It takes less than a minute and removes 90% of avoidable friction. During the moment, if you feel drift, run a mini audit. Is the room too bright or cold? Is my breath fast? Did I forget to check in? Did I change 2 variables at once? Fix the first thing you notice, then hold for 20 to 30 seconds to let the nervous systems catch up. For elite reliability, pair checklists with timers you feel rather than see. Count a soft 1, 2, 3 in sync with your exhale to prevent creeping speed. The aim isn't sterile, it's supportive. Checklists free your mind to connect, not to micromanage, and that's where presence and pleasure actually grow. Q. Won't constant check-ins kill the mood? A. Not if they're short, warm, and timed to your exhale. Use either or prompts, more or slower, and paraphrase the response. Clarity reduces anxiety, which increases connection. Q. I get nervous and speed up. How do I stop? A. Use the break breath. 1 long nasal exhale, 6 to 8 seconds, soften shoulders, reduce intensity by 10%, and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Your cadence restabilizes the moment. Q. How do I know when to keep a pattern versus change it? A. Look for entrainment. Breath aligns, posture relaxes, subtle self-guidance appears. When that's present, protect the groove for 30 to 60 seconds. Only then consider a single micro change. Q. What if my partner is quiet? A. Normalize nonverbal signals in advance. Hand squeeze equals slower. Tap equals pause. Combine that with visible micro cues, breath, posture. Keep questions simple and optional. Q. We hit an awkward moment. Did we ruin it? A. Not at all. Use the yellow/red protocols. Most yellows resolve with calm steadiness. Reds become trust builders when you stop, care, and re-enter later through set. Myth, variety is king, always switch things up. Reality, the nervous system loves predictable patterns with small variations. Consistency builds intensity. Rapid switching kills it. Myth, consent talk kills chemistry. Reality, consent creates safety, and safety unlocks deeper chemistry. When feedback is welcomed, partners relax, and sensation rises. Myth, confidence equals constant escalation. Reality, confidence is calm timing and the courage to do less when something works. Think like a coach, troubleshoot in layers instead of all at once. Layer 1, environment, fix light, temperature, privacy, time pressure. Layer 2, regulation, 2 slow nasal breaths, jaw, shoulders, hands soften. Layer 3, consent and cues. Reaffirm, slower, more, pause, green, hot, yellow, red, nonverbal signals. Layer 4, rhythm. Return to 70% baseline, pair breath to cadence, 30-second rule to hold a good pattern. Layer 5, repair. If tension persists, shift to yellow or red protocol and prioritize care. Track progress with a 3-question journal. Keep it private, optional to share. 1. What worked best tonight? 2. Where did we wobble? 3. 1 tiny adjustment for next time. This keeps the focus on learning, not evaluation. Celebrate the small wins. We paused early and it helped. Our breathing synced quickly. The room felt cozy. These reps build a dependable dynamic. Use micrometrics to stay honest. Did we check the room? Did I breathe 4 to 6 for at least 2 minutes? Did I protect at least one groove for 30 plus seconds? Did we end with aftercare? Checking even 2 boxes is a win. Consistency compounds. If challenges persist, pain, pelvic tension, ongoing anxiety, consider seeing appropriate professionals, e.g., pelvic floor physical therapist, couples therapist, medical evaluation. There's no shame in getting expert help. The fastest path to confident intimacy is accurate information plus supportive practice. You've just built a repeatable system. Regulate your body, create safety, read signals, protect the groove, and recover gracefully. This isn't about scripts, it's about shared presence. If today's video resonated, take 60 seconds to save the screenshot summary and pick one micro habit to start tonight: the 4 to 6 breath primer, the consent phrase book, or the 30-second rule. Tiny changes, repeated, transform confidence. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm Dr. Mia Grant, and my mission is to help men improve health, energy, and intimacy with simple, evidence-guided principles. If you want more tools like these, consider subscribing and sharing this video with someone who values respectful, practical guidance. Drop a comment with one insight you'll apply this week. I read them and use your feedback to shape future episodes. Next episode teaser: we're stacking this foundation with a 3-minute movement primer that pairs breath with gentle mobility to improve circulation, reduce stress, and enhance body awareness before intimacy. I'll give you a follow-along sequence, modifications for tight hips or lower back sensitivity, and a printable card you can place on your nightstand. If you've ever wished for a quick, reliable way to arrive in your body, don't miss it. Until then, keep it simple, kind, and curious. Presence over performance. Safety before speed. Consistency before variety. When you lead softly and listen constantly, great experiences become reliable, and that reliability is the real superpower.